We have a great guest for you. You might know him best as the actor who played Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show for 8 seasons. That's where I know you from.
But now, decades later, Malcolm-Jamal Warner is a Grammy Award-winning artist, Emmy-nominated actor, and now he can add co-host of the new podcast, Not All Hood, to his resume.
And when we talk about the Black community, we tend to talk about the Black community as a monolith. And what we want to do with this podcast is to really, acknowledge and talk about the different facets of being Black.
Joining us now is Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Thank you so much, Malcolm-Jamal, for bringing this to us, because this is a really interesting topic, and you have had a long and active and diverse career.
Sure.
Why this and why now?
The podcast came really out of it was an organic conversation that Wayusi, one of the co-hosts, and I were having, and the initial idea was to do a podcast. We're both older Black fathers, so that was the initial idea, and then we interviewed Candace Kelly as a producer for that podcast. But our meeting was so great, we were like, we need to have Candace as a host, and we need to expand this topic so we can really talk about, again, all aspects of the Black community and have a safe space where we can have a difference of opinions. This is what I call civil discourse and respectful challenging.
We need so much of that. And, the Asian American community, same way, not monolithic. What's the response been so far to Nah? And, the kind of controversial topics you touch on. You hit the N-word right off the top. Like you said, you think some musicians use it too much.
Yeah, our first episode dropped yesterday. I've always been very vocal about my love-hate relationship with hip-hop. We get into the use of the N-word, the overuse of it, the gratuitousness of the use, and that segment's gone viral because there are a lot of people who don't necessarily agree with my perspectives. And actually, one of my co-hosts, Wayusi, we have opposing opinions, and then Candace is right there in the middle.
Yeah.
So one of the things that was important to all of us, again, is to be able to have this space where people can see us disagree, and still be able to, as I said, be civil and be respectful. And just like I can't be representative of all Black people, neither can the other two, Wayusi or Candace. So this is a safe space for us to share our difference of opinions and perspectives. And not that we disagree all the time, we agree on things a lot, but this is a great place where we can acknowledge all aspects of the Black community and Black culture.
I guess that would be my question. Like, if this is a safe space, right, to acknowledge the diversity within our community, what has the reaction been like to things that sometimes people feel should be gatekept? Like, there's this concept of family business, some things that we discuss internally that really isn't for everyone's consumption. How do you guys sort of deal with that?
Well, the response hasn't really been so much that, and then I think we're in a place now where people don't necessarily think about the hush-hush of the family business. Probably because so much of our business is out there.
Yeah, it's open now with social media.
It's all open. So really the responses have been more so about disagreeing or not disagreeing.
On the content.
Yeah, and sometimes, social media followers can not be nice.
We love it. Not All Hood. It is where you get your podcast now. Co-host of the Not So Hood podcast and actor Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And stay with us. You're watching NBC News Daily.